has that one drive in the fourth quarter where everything's clicking. How can you get him to do that for 4 quarters?
We just got to keep working. Obviously, not good enough from overall. Just couldn't again, third downs, couldn't run the ball. It would help if we could help around them in terms of the way we play, but just overall, just wasn't good enough from coaching to players to all of it.
Robert, how tough is this? It felt like you were pretty positive you were making strides even off last week's performance, but today it seemed there was a lot to respond to offensively.
Yeah, it's you're trying to establish a run game, I think it was under 2 yards a carry today. You're within a score and you've got some opportunities and you got the ball with opportunities. You're getting decent field position with opportunities. We've just got to be better. We've got to be better as coaches to give our guys the opportunity to make plays. We got to be better as players when we get an opportunity to make those plays. But it's all the way down. We just got to figure out these answers.
Robert, I know you've talked a lot about Zach's individual growth and you guys seeing his progress. Where specifically have you seen it? Because statistically it's not there with the completion percentage is lower and quarterback ratings lower than his first 2 years in the league.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's fair. It's like I said, I can get into a long dissertation about what we're seeing, obviously. I think, obviously his pocket presence to us has been so much more improved. His accuracy is much improved. His decision-making is much improved. Like I said, New England's got a hell of a defense over there. They do. And obviously it just wasn't good enough today.
Was there something, with all that said, there were a few plays, I think it was on the 3 sacks, where he was just holding the ball a little too long. Was it just something that he wasn't trusting, that he was seeing?
No, it could have been good coverage from their part. I'll get to the tape on those, but just wasn't good enough.
They're seeing that growth from Zach, but how do you balance seeing the growth from him versus a team that everywhere around the quarterback looks like one that's ready to legitimately compete?
Well, we got to, like I said, we got to be better all the way around. It's still a team game, offense, defense, special teams, and we've got to improve. We've got to play better everywhere on the offensive line. We got to play better in the run game. We got to play better in the from a protection and from a receiver standpoint. Everyone, the coaches, got to be better in terms of trying to figure out ways to get guys open, figure out ways to create better angles in the run game. Defense, we can create more turnovers. It's still a team game, so we've just got to be better around them.
Has Zach shown you enough to keep him as the starter going forward?
Yeah, he's fine. That's not a question.
At what point do you just decide maybe you don't want to let the season get away from you? So do you continue to go, like if it continues to go in this bad direction?
We're still early in the season. We knew that even with Aaron at quarterback, we knew that there was going to be some hiccups along the way because of the new offense, new play caller, new O-line, new players all over the offense side of the ball, and now you've got this curveball that was sent to us, and so there's they're acclimating and they're going to get better, and but it's still very early in the season.
Zach's going to remain your starter, but will you start getting Tim reps with the first team in case he needs to play?
Is it fair to the rest of your team to keep sticking by Zach through this?
Yeah.
On the fourth down pass to Conklin, would you have preferred for Zach to give your team a chance to throw it out there?
Yeah, for sure. Throwing it short of the sticks, you never want to do that on a fourth down call, but we'll talk about that one tomorrow.
Robert, acknowledging your defense held other than one busted coverage all day.
Yeah.
Do they need to come up with a takeaway?
For sure.
Or something like that
we can't.
To help the offense?
Mistakes like the on the 58-yard touchdown can't happen. They can't happen. Unfortunately, it did, but thought they did a really nice job in the second half, especially in the second half, locking down and giving us as many opportunities as possible. We had some opportunities at the football. It was there. It was live. On a couple occasions, felt like we were about that close from flipping the game, but thought we did a nice job on special teams to create some good field position opportunities. They dominated the field position early in the first quarter. I felt like in the second half we had some opportunities that just couldn't come to fruition.
But how hard is it? Said, Robert, though, I know you hold your defense to a high standard, but giving up 13 points should be enough to win a game. No?
For sure. And, anytime you say if you score if you give up less than 20, you should win a game. they gave up less than 22. So
What did
How
happen
hard
on
is
that
it?
58-yard pass?
I'm not going to get, from a schematic standpoint, I'm not going to talk about that.
How much pressure does that put on your defense, though, Robert, when 13 allowing just 13 points with really just one major mistake?
It's not pressure, because your job on defense is to give up no points and to get the ball back to the offense as many times as possible. That will forever be the history of defense, and so just it's if we start pressing to try to do more, I guess that's when you get bad football. And we put ourselves in great position. That last drive, same thing, 2 timeouts. We're at midfield. Would have loved to seen something, but obviously they were better than us today.
Can you walk us through what happened with the offensive line?
That remaining starter without, you still have the opportunity to look at the film, get the pulse of the team, talk to your coaches. Why you said, yeah, he's fine. Why is it so definitive?
Right now, Zach is the best player in the. He's who gives us the best chance to win, and so that's basically that would be the cleanest answer I could give you.
Can you walk us through the offensive line this week?
Yeah, we were practicing the way we aligned this week. That's the way we were practicing all week. We've been cross training AVT to play right tackle. Just because of the fact that with the Mekhi coming off the injury and Dwayne coming off an injury also, we had to have somebody ready, and so we were prepared for this 3 weeks ago, and unfortunately we had to use it, but we were ready for it.
A couple more, Saleh back.
Robert, do you get a sense that you may lose your locker room if you stick with Zach at quarterback? And could you address the reports that Carson Wentz and Matt Ryan, you turned them down an opportunity to come to you?
No, I'm not worried about the locker room. We got a great locker room. They'll be fine. And as for the other stuff, I'm not going to address that.
What went so well for Zach in the offense on that one drive? I think he was 7 of 10.
We got he got into a rhythm. Obviously, there was thought he hit that whole shot in cover 2 to Lazard on the right sideline, which is a high difficulty throw. Thought that was a really nice one. He did a lot of good. Just overall, we got him on their heels, and we were able to stay on the gas and keep them on their heels, and it just consistency. We got to get consistent and take it from drive to drive.
The TV cameras caught Michael Carter. It looked like he was getting into it a little bit with Taylor on the sideline. I was wondering if you could just shed any light on what happened there.
The first 3 quarters or whatever it was, got to sustain drives. We got to stay on the field. We got to put together something. So a lot of frustration for everybody on offense. But we got to just keep going, watch this film, and get better.
How would you assess why things didn't really work in the passing game today, aside from that one drive where you guys went down the field?
Yeah, I don't know. It starts with me. I got to find a way to be better. We're going to go back and watch this film, and we're going to find all those things, find out how we can improve.
Is the game plan to run the ball more or to?
I think it's always to be balanced. You want to do what's working, and today it didn't feel like anything was really working. So we got to find a way to do something. Got to find a way to do something.
What went well on the one drive where you were 7 for 10 and let the touchdown run?
Well, I think it gets to a point where we're not doing anything, and as a quarterback, comes a point where you got to try and go make a play. And I think the guys did a great job of kind of our hurry-up offense going there, and they gave us some looks where I thought we were able to exploit a little bit, and we got some momentum on our side. I think that helped. I think more than anything, it was just getting the ball rolling. I think we picked up a couple first downs, and it was finally like, oh my goodness, here we go. Finally, we get to go. And how can we build on that? So we're going to watch that film and figure out.
Why was that tough to maintain?
I don't know. Those you got to give credit to those guys too. They do a good job. Good pass rush, good stuff in the back end as well. And so, how can we find a way to improve?
That series, it seemed like you were really starting to push the ball a little bit and being aggressive. Were you maybe handcuffed a little bit with play calling, like being more conservative the first few series of the game?
I wouldn't say that. I thought we had a great plan going into it. I still think it was a good plan. I think we just, we need to find a way as players to keep these drives going so that we can stick to the plan. I think that's the biggest thing. We all got to find a way to be better. And I think the rest will kind of take care of itself. I think when you get to an end of a game and you have a chance to come back and win, I think because we played the field position well, we took care of the rock, we gave ourselves a chance to put a drive like that together. And as a quarterback, when the fourth quarter comes, that's your time to, you got to do a little more now. You don't want to do that too early, because that's how you can lose a game. But majority of games are close all the way to the end. So that's when you got to start, putting your foot on the pedal.
What happened on the 4th and 10 to conquer either short of the sticks?
That's tough, man. I got to find a way to get it done. I know the situation. It's 4th and 10. We'll go back and watch it. I didn't love what I saw in the back end. Of course. What's going to be wide open on 4th and 10? But my thought process was if I could get it out to Conk quick enough. There was only one guy over there. He makes a miss. He's able to get the first down, but obviously right as the ball got there, the guy tackled him. So find a way to be better because I gotta find a way. 4th and 10, you gotta have a situation. I understood the situation, and we're gonna go back and watch it.
Zach, is it frustrating to be confident and say that you're a different quarterback compared to last year, but not to be able to see those results?
It is extremely frustrating, but really working on just how can we go next play mentality. And I think we all trust in each other more than ever, especially as these times gets tough and people count us out. We got to lean on each other because I think we got the group, and these guys are going to keep learning, growing, and we're going to get better together.
Take a couple more. Zach, there was a couple of the sacks in the first half. It looked like they were coverage sacks almost. Should you have gotten rid of the ball there? What happened on those plays?
We'll go back and watch them. I think there's always a chance to try and get rid of it if I can. I thought those guys did a good job with kind of a mush rush of not letting me step up and get out. A lot of the escapes were kind of high in the pocket, which is not really what you want as a quarterback. And so I thought those guys did a good job of trying to maintain me, keeping me in the pocket. So,
Zach, as a quarterback, how do you kind of prevent this thing from snowballing as one of the leaders of this team?
Yeah, the NFL is crazy. I think it starts there. This is a long season. We're all going to look in the mirror, find out how we can be better, and learning and improving, having that short-term memory, understanding that, hey, you know what, we lost this week. Oh, well, we got to learn from this and move on and get better.
Zach, what would you say to Jet fans? You heard a lot of boos today. What would you say to them?
Yeah, keep believing, man. I truly believe we got the guys. We're going to keep doing everything we can to get better. We understand the frustrations. It's not fun to go 3 and out. It's not fun to not establish drives and play football and score touchdowns. Like, we understand that. And so, we're doing everything we can. We're going to get better.
Thanks, everyone.
How y'all doing? Good.
Garrett, in the interest of fairness, the TV camera showed you having a heated moment maybe with Hackett and Zach on the sideline. Do you care to explain what happened there?
Yeah, just frustration that we're not moving the ball. That's what it was. Our defense was stringing together some stops, and I felt like it was time to go. Time to put some points on the board. That's all. So, just trying to figure out how we can attack New England, who has a great plan and great defense. We're trying to figure out how we can attack them.
Garrett, do you feel you're being put in the best position as a receiver to have success right now?
You work so hard in the off season. You grind all week. You play, and you feel like you're at a certain level as far as how you are at football. I feel like I'm the best I've been, or I feel like I got worse since whatever it may be. But I feel like I'm in a really good spot as far as my ability, and I don't feel like I've been able to put that on display, and that's for multiple reasons. I don't know what it may be, but I just know I'm ready. I'm gonna make sure I continue to be ready. I'm gonna make sure that every time I take that field, that I'm confident in my ability, no matter what's going on around me, and that's how I feel about it.
Are you frustrated you're not getting the ball more?
Nah, I'm frustrated we're not winning. Whatever reason that may be, I'm trying to figure it out. That's my job. I feel like I'm a player on this team, but everyone knows that about me, is that I don't play about losing, winning. And when it's competition, I'm with all that, and we haven't met the challenge the last 2 weeks, and that's where the frustration comes from. That's where the emotion comes from.
Garrett, what worked on that one drive at the end of the game that didn't work?
What's that?
The other 3 quarters, the drive you guys scored on. What was working there that wasn't working? The rest of the game?
Yeah, they were playing a little softer. And we kind of stayed on the pedal, which allowed us to predict the look that we were getting, just because, no time to get a call in from the sideline, no time to make those checks, keeping them on their toes, and it allowed us to know what the looks were getting and know how to attack it. So, yeah, man, if we could, had done that a little earlier in the game and string it together on the last drive as well. But yeah, those are the type of drives that we try and bottle up and carry into next week for sure.
How frustrating is it that even after the safety, you guys had 2 other opportunities offensively to push the ball down the field, get a go-ahead touchdown?
Yeah, I mean, it's the worst part, man. When your defense plays how it does, makes the plays that it does despite being put in tough spots, and they continue to keep you in the game, you want to be able to reward them with a touchdown or whatever may be points, taking the lead. And, that's the worst part about it, me being on that side and loving those guys, competing with those guys. I know what they're putting out there, and it's been one-sided so far, man. I just want to make sure they're feeling the same joy that we feel when they get a stop and, give us another opportunity. And we haven't done that this year, so, yeah.
Did you guys still have confidence in your quarterback? You still have confidence in Zach?
Oh, yeah. Come on now. Yeah, it's my dog, and he can spin. Yeah, man, all the confidence in the world. We got to figure it out on offense as a whole. So.
The Patriots were down a couple of corners in this game. Do you guys feel you did enough to exploit that?
No. I mean, we didn't. Straight like that. We didn't. So, yeah, I'm sure they're feeling really good over there on the other side right now, especially the DB room, and they should, for sure.
Is that game plan, Garrett? Is that game planning? Is that play design for why you guys weren't able to exploit that?
I mean, that's above my, whatever they call it.
Pay grade.
There you go. There it is. Above my pay grade, but I don't know. I mean, multiple reasons, but yeah, man. Like I said, I just feel like, we could have done more. I could have done more. Period.
Should there be a tipping point though between? I know you expressed that you have a lot of confidence in Zach, right?
Yeah.
But what is the tipping point between having confidence in an individual and also looking at the production of the whole and the benefit of the group as the whole for you in terms of what indicators, you look at as, well, in your second year, but still a leader in terms of your ability and all that other stuff, in terms of what you look at?
Yeah, I mean, that's for the upstairs to dissect and make decisions and decide a way to think about it. Me, I got to make sure that I'm ready, at any opportunity I get, and that's really what it comes down to. I have to remind myself that a lot, just do your job. I've always approached this game with a certain mindset, and the last year and a half I've had to maybe peel back a little bit on that, and that's okay, but I'm just hopeful that we're going to figure this thing out on the offensive side of the ball here real soon, and yeah, I'm just focused on my job.
Do you think the lack of production today was more self-inflicted for the offense, or what New England was doing?
I feel like, a little bit of both. They do a little bit of both. They do a good job mixing up the looks, and we didn't always have the answer. It's our job to have the answer. We didn't, and that's what happens. We could have lost that game by 2-3 touchdowns the way we played on offensive side of the ball. Reality, and yeah, man, we got to figure it out. We got to figure it out on the offensive side of the ball, and I like to think we're not too far off, but the reality of it is we got to go do it, and it can't be during the practice week. It's got to be on Sunday, when it matters, So that's how I feel about it.
Mike, I think it's only fair for us to give you an opportunity. CBS showed you getting in the face of Coach Embry, yelling.
Yeah.
Can you just tell us what happened?
Yeah, I want to start by saying, please don't try to flip my words, because it's a very, very important topic to me, right? I have the utmost respect for Coach Embry. Probably one beating on the table for me to draft. He's a big part of the reason I'm even a Jet today. He was the one, I feel like, most out of everybody in the building that wanted me to even be here in the first place. And so, what I'm saying? Me and him have a great relationship, and it goes way past football. What we were talking about, obviously I'm not going to tell you guys, but it had nothing to do with anything outside of the game. It was 100% two competitors. We both want to win, right? And I think that a lot of people, they see it as drama, and I got to control myself better, 100%. I'm 24 years old. I know better. Now, people are going to, say what they want to say about it, but they've never been on an NFL football field, strapped it up, and played for something important to them, then they can't relate to me. So from that perspective, there's only so much you can say to that person with that perspective. But to my guys, like anybody that saw it, like people know that's not me. Like y'all been here it's my 3rd year here. I know how I act. Everything, again, this is my dream job. It's my first job I've ever had. Like, I love the game, and Embry knows that. You know what I mean? Like, and he loves the game too, and that's why we both alphas. We butt heads sometimes, and that's the first time I've ever even spazzed out on anybody during the game. Like, but it is what it is. Like, and I talked to him. We hashed it out right away, because anytime you let something like that brew, it just only gets worse. And we got bigger goals in mind. So.
Michael, I'm sorry if you were asked this already. Just what happened on the sideline with you and Taylor?
Yeah, I was telling them that I had the utmost respect for Coach, and he's a big part of the reason I'm a Jet in the first place. He was beating on the table to draft me, and so for that, like I'm so grateful for him. And me and him have a really good relationship on the field and off the field, and we're just two competitors that really love to fucking win. We want to go win, and we want everything to be perfect. And so it was just a miscommunication on something that happened during the game. So we hashed it out right away, and we continued playing on, and that's pretty much just what happened. It's not as big a deal as it looked. I know I was saying that I'm 24 years old. I got to control myself a little better, but also also I want to also say that there's people that are going to say whatever they want about me and whatever I want about the game. But if they've never strapped it up and I played an NFL football game and really got to live this life, then they can't relate to me, because it's an emotional game. And when you really love what you do, I'm sure that y'all can attest to that. When you really love what you do, it means everything. So, that being said, I do have to keep my cool. You know what I mean? So, it had nothing to do with anything like selfish. It was 100%. We both trying to help the team win, for sure.
Michael, people are going to see maybe a couple minutes before that the TV camera also showed Garrett having a conversation with Zach and Coach Hackett, and they're going to put the two together, and they're going to say the Jets are incredibly frustrated on the sideline.
Yeah.
Is that fair, or is that taking things out of context?
Yeah, I think that's a reach. Frustrated is not the word. We're eager, because we know how good we are, and we just want to win. And we doing, from a coaching perspective, they're coaching their ass off, their game plan and shit. They're doing everything they can, right? But at the end of the day, you can only game plan so much. The players got to make it happen. And so it's a collective effort, and we have to get better, obviously, on offense. And, anytime your defense gives up one touchdown, you got to win that game. Got to win. So it's not that we don't have the players to do it. People, they quit this shit on Zach, but come on now. It's not like he's playing bad football, but he's a quarterback. It's kind of what happens when you go number 2 overall to one of the biggest cities in the world, and everybody watching you. If you don't play picture-perfect football, then they're ready to get you out of there, right? And it's just one of those things that we gotta be better as a team. It's only so much you can put on Zach. He's human. So as a team, and going back to Garrett, to really answer your question, we're not necessarily frustrated with anything that would have to do with a play call or scheme or anything of that nature. It's about we alphas, we competitive, and we want to win more than anything else in this world. We work for 6 months from August to February, and then we kick it for the rest of the year. So it's you know what I mean? We want to win. It means a lot. I'm tired of watching Beyonce halftime show. I want to be in the locker room game planning. So it means a lot to us, and that's really what it is.
What's the team's confidence level right now, Zach?
We good. I love where we at. Zach, he commands the huddle, and he makes plays, and it's not a one-man show. It's different from other sports. Football's the ultimate team sport for a reason, and we gotta help him out.
Is it frustrating, though, to have that success on that drive late in the fourth quarter and not be able to duplicate that anywhere in the game?
Frustration, I don't know if frustrating is the word. I think we got to be more consistent in general from, getting set. Because it seems like sometimes when we get set, we only got 15 seconds. We got to do better in terms of, getting to the ball. And then we can do our assignments, checks, everything like that. We got to make it easier for ourselves. And, I'm going to leave it at that. Yeah.
Sauce, what happened on the long touchdown that they scored?
It's just a little miscommunication in the back end. Yeah. I don't even know what to really say about it because I'm not the type to name call and call certain guys out. You know what I mean? But we'll fix it. It'll be better.
Also, is it challenging when you look up at the scoreboard and you know your defense only got up 13 points and you guys still couldn't get the victory?
Yeah, definitely. But, at the end of the day, we, like Cobb said, we got to just look in the mirror and just think about what we did wrong, individually, how we could have helped. I gave up a couple catches to the same dude, 2 catches Bourne, and I can't let that happen. I mean, so that's how I feel like I could have did better. I could have did better in a lot more ways. Communicated more. Every single play, I don't know. I could have did a lot better. So
there was not a skirmish, but after the play, you pushed Mac Jones. It looked like he might have done something. Did he do something to you that you below the belt?
Man, that's probably the first time that ever happened to me. So he had got tackled, and he reached his hand up to try to get me to help him up, and I just moved his hand out the way. So then he get up, he just come up to me like, "Good job." But while he's saying that, he hit me in my private part. You know what I mean?
Man.
So it's like I didn't react how I really wanted to, but that was just the reaction that came after that. But I definitely wasn't expecting that. First time, it's the first time for everything, I guess. Quarterback sneak. Yeah, quarterback sneak.
It looked like there was a small shift of momentum later on in the fourth quarter. It looked like you guys were making a little surge to come back. What did you see out there from your perspective? Did you see anything different that led to that little swing?
Just a lot more energy, We got to do better, bringing that early. But everybody was just, in a different mode. Everybody was making plays, CJ, Quincy, all the guys. The front seven, there's a lot of plays, so that's what happened.
So, outside the building, fans are going to say that the defense did their job today.
We did. We didn't do our job.
How do you guard against, giving up just 13 points, you should be able to win a game like that?
It's just our standards is different, you know what I'm saying? We just got the mentality we don't want to give up nothing.
Right.
Especially busted coverages, that's stuff that just can't happen. I mean, so, yeah.
The question is, though, how do you guard against a division inside the building where, outside people are saying that type of stuff?
You just got to love each other up. Not point fingers at each other. And, like I said earlier, just think of ways that we individually could have impacted the game. You know what I mean? And, we got to be our toughest critics, our biggest critics. So, yeah.
Is it frustrating that the streak continues against the
Man,
Patriots?
that is frustrating. That is, because I was talking to the defense earlier, and I told them we might not have been here for 14 straight losses, but we are here right now. We can end it right now. So it's definitely frustrating.
Does this feel at all like last year, in the middle of the year or in the end of the year, too, where the defense played well and then the offense just couldn't do enough?
I wouldn't necessarily say that, and necessarily just put it on the offense. We just got to be better on defense. I can't really speak about offense, but I do know if we allow 0 points, we'd have won. I mean,
it's a tough standard.
Shit, it's hard. I mean, but I feel like that's something that can get done.
How do you keep Sauce from a locker room fracturing when there is that divide in terms of the scoreboard, where the defense is holding opponents such few points and the offense is matching at such few points?
Like I said, just loving each other up, you know, not focusing on the outside noise. I mean, that's just like me. Like, I don't really pay too much attention to social media, because I know a lot of the people that's on social media don't know what they talking about. I mean, got a lot of coaches, a lot of GMs on Twitter that have never coached or never coached a day in their life. So if everybody could be like that, you know, Coach Saleh, he do a great job and just talking to the team and just reiterating that we all got each other back. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we all just got to buy into that. I feel like we've been doing it for the most part.
Did you have to ice up after the Mac Jones hit?
Man, my stomach hurting a little bit.
Oh, man.
I mean, I don't even know what to say. Yeah, I do gotta ice up. He trying to stop me from having kids in the future. He tripping.
I mean, it was really frustrating. I mean, but we never got down. We knew what we had to do, and that's when we came out and did what we did. So it was definitely frustrating not being able to move the ball like we wanted to and get things going like we need to. But I mean, we know we got to keep going and keep pushing. So.
And did you feel for Zach? Obviously, you know, he was hearing it from the crowd a little bit.
Yeah, I'm always feeling for my teammates. I'm feeling for everybody. I mean, I was a little bit pissed off with the things they were saying. So I mean, I will always fight for my brothers and whatever they got going on.
Thanks, Pat. Appreciate it.
I slipped.
Just the turf? Or
Yeah, I slipped. I slipped. That's it.
What was it like being back on the left side?
It was great. I had fun.
You like it better?
I'm just glad to be out there. I don't care what side I'm on.
How frustrating was it that you guys weren't able to really move the ball as well as you
It was real frustrating because we come in, we work all week to do these set amount of plays and to move the ball the way we want to, and not to be able to move the ball. I mean, we know we just got to keep chipping away at things and never give up. So I mean, that was our whole mindset, just keep chipping.
The running backs in the ground game, sometimes it's the creativity of how you use the running backs in terms of getting y'all in space, also getting y'all in the receiving game, trying to do something off motion, rolling out or whatever. So just, you know, just diversifying the utilization also of the running backs.
I think we're diversified. I think we're using the pass game pretty well. Like I said, I just think it all comes down to us as a whole, collectively starting to click and grow together so we could be the offense that we want to be.
I apologize if this was a repeat, but what was working well when you guys had the touchdown drive that wasn't working previously?
What was working well that drive? I think we were just going fast. Like, you know, we had them on their heels a little bit, and they kind of couldn't expect. We started to pick up their blitzes a lot, and just got going as an offense. You know, sometimes it takes a while for the offense to get going, and today it just took longer than what we wanted it to, so we didn't get the job done.
Would you like to see maybe earlier in the game to go to some tempo, just like a change of pace?
I honestly don't think we have a problem with what we're doing. I thought we just got to get going earlier. We got to start to click. We all got to do our 111th every play. If we do our 111th every play, then we'll be fine.
Why do you think the running game as a whole had so much problems today?
It was just tough sledding today. We just couldn't get it going. You know, I feel like I could have done better. I'm sure Dalvin felt like he could have done better. MC probably felt like he could have done better. So you can never just blame it on one person. You know, we just got to do better as a whole offense.
Just looking at it, what couldn't you guys get going offensively today?
Yeah, I wish I had an answer for that right now. You know, when I think about it, it's just, you know, it's a little bit everybody, right? Like, we all got to look at ourselves after this game. We all got to watch the film and where could we all be better on each play, right? Every single one of us, I'm sure, can look at this film and look in the mirror and be like, hey, I could have been better on this, I could have been better on that. And that's why football is such a great game, right? It's the best team game in the world. So I think that's going to be, you know, we're going to have to go watch this film. And I think the other thing is, I mean, it's not the end of the world, right? It sucks, it hurts. I'm sick of losing these guys. We're sick of the streak and all the talk. Because now when we play them again, we got to hear it again, right? But we got another game Sunday. Sunday Night Football too. So You know, we'll feel a lot better about if we can go win a big game like that. So it's on to the next, but it does hurt.
Is it tough when the defense gives up one touchdown? They really had one bad play that resulted in a touchdown, 13 points, and you guys can't pull out the win.
Yeah, it sucks. I was just talking to Mike Carter a second ago, because it's just ball coming off the field like we're going to 3-and-out after what they're doing. I mean, you feel shitty about it, right? You don't feel. And their mindset is, hey, we'll go get you the ball back, But as offense, that you don't like coming off the ball feeling like you coming off the field feeling like you let your team down, right? So we're blessed to have the defense that we got and how good they are, but it's a shitty feeling.
What worked on that, late in the fourth quarter when you were able to finally get in the end zone?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell without watching it, but from the feeling of it, I think from the last 2 weeks, right, we struggled a little bit, and the 2 times that we moved the ball really well consistently, we were on the ball a little bit, right? So I think, when we got on the ball, and I feel like Zach feels really comfortable when he's kind of just getting on the ball, not huddling, just getting in the flow of things. Like, I think he feels really good and comfortable doing that stuff. Obviously it helps a lot on the pass rush when you're getting on the ball and not letting them catch a break to be able to go and rush the passer. So just coming out the game just now, it's kind of, I feel like it's helped us the last 2 games, just get on the ball, no huddle, and getting a rhythm that way.
You put the blame on everybody on offense. Though, outside where the blame is going to go, right, on Zach. What gives you the belief in him, even after a tough day like today?
Yeah, and I think that's the hard part about football, right? Quarterbacks hit the win-loss column, and that sucks, because I do think there's a lot of plays where he hung in the pocket and threw some really good balls, right? To me on 3rd down, to Allen on the go ball on cover 2. There's a lot of times where he's in some tough situations with pressure in his face or whatever it may be. Like I said, I'm sure there's plays he wishes he could have did better. There's plays where I wish I could have ran a better route for him. There's plays where I'm sure someone wishes they could have blocked for him better. And it's definitely not on anybody. And, our big thing is ignoring you guys a little bit, and you guys go, the media's going to put the blame on the quarterback, and we're going to let him know that we got his back, and it's not on him.